PR Connections Radio presents.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Business of Giving show. We've got Guy Dawson, the founder of this organization, and I just wanted to let him introduce himself so you guys can get to know him and how he came about coming up with this whole idea and what exactly is the Business of Giving show.
Well, thank you so much, Basma, for having me on your show. And I just, right off the bat, I just want to share my gratitude with you for, we met, I guess, almost a year ago at one of the events related to the Cause Marketing Chamber of Commerce. I loved your spirit when I met you that day. And I've really loved and enjoyed watching you grow as the host of the Business of Giving podcast. I see such a big future for you in this media space.
Thank you so much, Guy. Yeah, it's been an awesome journey for me to be meeting all these individuals and just it's beautiful stories, amazing people that have great stories of how they're helping the not only the community, but how they help themselves through helping the community. And it's a beautiful, inspiring thing to see. I think that I'd love to know how you got started with your nonprofits, because you own some nonprofits. This is one of the organizations that you are working on. But I'd love to know more. It's like, what got you started? What was the first organization that you started, and why did you get started with it?
Well, I guess the first organization I started my first traditional business when I was 11 years old.
Wow.
So I've been an entrepreneur since I was a kid. I started a lawn mowing business when I was 11 years old. And I started mowing a few lawns, and then that grew, and I got into the car washing business. So I was doing the lawns. I got a few of my neighbors to give me jobs doing the lawns. And then I was washing cars one day, and I said, wow, I bet you there's other people in the neighborhood. Maybe I think I was washing my parents' car or something. And I said, I'm sure there's other people in the neighborhood who'd like to have their car washed. And I started approaching people about washing cars. So here I was 11 years old. This was my weekends because I had to go to school, during the week. And I was doing the lawns, and then I started doing these cars. And that was when I brought my friends in. That was the first time I ever built a business team. And I started getting my friends to help. And that was a lot of fun because now it was collaborative. And I've always really been into that. I've always really enjoyed collaborating with people to build things and pursue goals. So yeah, in terms of, and then I just had I always share that I had very empathetic parents. So we didn't necessarily do a lot of, what would be called traditional nonprofit oriented things. But, I was in church at a young age. My dad used to take me, we used to go to Skid Row out in LA, and we would literally take blankets to the homeless as a little kid. So I had that kind of, that was my dad. So you get these things instilled in you, right? As a young person. And it's amazing later on in life how you end up it manifests, and you end up doing something like creating a chamber of commerce. So that was really, the kind of the origins and what this whole concept is about. It's about the business world and the nonprofit worlds, and how a marriage, them coming together, how productive and how much that benefits society and the community.
I'm curious, were your parents business minded as well? Because it seems like you found a need and you went for it to fill the need with your business ideas of the lawnmower, or just now, just like seeing that nonprofits around need, just to speak their truth, say what they're doing. People who have their own small businesses, not just nonprofits, also organized, any type of organization out there doing something for the community and wanting to showcase what they're doing. Is there something like that your parents also do, that did they start a business?
They were just hardworking people. I mean, my dad worked for Boeing, what's called Boeing now, for many years. So he was a union worker. He worked on airplanes for about 30 years. And my mother was a legal secretary with the Automobile Club. So the two of them were, they were hardworking people. I mean, they gave us a good life growing up as kids. And how I'm a first generation entrepreneur. I don't know what happened, how I ended up with an entrepreneurial brain. It was just, even getting into that first business, I wasn't thinking of it. A guy just saw me walking down the street one day and he said, "Hey, I need my lawn mowed. Would you be well? I'll give you $10 a week."
And the idea sparked in your head. You're like, wait.
And I was like, wow, really? All I was getting, was like my allowance from my parents for doing chores at that stage. I mean, you're a little kid.
Right.
And that's what really triggered it. And then all of a sudden, other people on the block wanted me to do it. And that was the beginning of my entrepreneurial mindset. Entrepreneurship is in my opinion, it's a developed faculty. I just happen to have developed it at a very young age.
I also think that, like you said, the whole part of just having parents that worked really hard and were very passionate, that really helps as well, because it's someone that you look up to, that you're able to be inspired by and create artistic ideas from it. Also, maybe you were like, oh, I know how to mow lawnmowers. I know how to use a lawnmower and mow a lawn. So I'm going to use that ability to be useful in another area of my life and be able to turn it into some type of income so that I can help my parents or maybe relieve some of that stress off of them. Everyone's got their different types of motivations that they use to get started with their business. And that was something that inspired you. You wanted to be a hard worker, inspired by your parents, and help the community the same way that they do on a daily basis. Thank you for sharing that. I think that my next question would be more so along the lines of, if you could do any type of business venture aside from what we're already doing, what would be your next step on your business ventures?
Wow, what a question. That's an outstanding question. What could I do if I had no limits in terms of developing an entrepreneurial idea? Wow. No one's ever, that's an excellent question. And I don't often get, I do a lot of these interviews myself. So very well done, Basma. One of the things that I've talked about is that I would love to own a cruise ship.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I would love to, because I mean, what a great concept, right? I mean, you get a bunch of people on a boat and you go out and everybody's having a great time. I like to have fun when I'm doing business. That's why media is so appealing to me. It's because we're doing something serious, but we're also having a lot of fun. So owning a cruise ship and being able to pull, I love the challenge of business and the challenge of a nonprofit. So being able to kind of put together something where I would have to figure a lot out, but it would be everybody be having a good time. They remember me as the person that brought them this great time as the owner of the cruise ship.
That's so funny. I actually think that's funny because it's funny because you're currently working on something where you guys have like some type of a cruise ship.
We're going on it. Yeah, I love cruises. We're taking a cruise as a chamber through the Hawaiian Islands this year. And if I own the boat, I mean, man, the money and the everything,
You're already thinking, you're like, okay, I like that you think so far ahead and that you get started now with that dream. Like you're like, all right, I have that dream. I have that goal and I want to live it right now. So you started an event that you guys go, and you could tell us more about that event, because I know I spoke about it in a previous podcast. And so some of my viewers would know about it and some of them won't. So go ahead and fill us in for those who do not know about the event that's coming up soon.
So the Cause Marketing Chamber of Commerce is hosting our first annual Cause and Business Cruise. And it is going to be October the 19th through the 26th of this year. It's a 6-day, 7-night cruise through the Hawaiian Islands. And I think it's 7 islands that we're going to visit while we're over there. And we're going to do, of course, there's always the cause element of it. So proceeds from the cabins that people purchase, to participate with us in this event. We'll go to nonprofit organizations. We're going to do some service work on the island of Maui. For many of you, you know that Maui got devastated at the end of last year with the fires. A lot of lives were lost, and there's still thousands of people over there, Basma, who are displaced. So we don't hear about, news cycles are like that. You hear about something for a while and then you don't hear about it at all. And so it's like out of sight, out of mind. But I know people over there, and they over in Hawaii, in Maui specifically, and they say it's just really, really tough for people. So we want to be true to our mission, which is to be a resource to better the community. So we have a day and a half that we're going to be docked at Maui. So we're going to do some service work over there. We're going to network. We're just going to, a lot of like-minded people are going to come together. We're going to party and have a great time because we're going to be on a cruise through the Hawaiian Islands for 7 days.
I love that you mentioned the big events that have occurred, and brought up that the fires have been happening, and in lieu of your guys' trip, you guys are still going. You guys are going to have a good time. You're going to help the community in every way possible that you guys are currently already helping at the business of giving. You're presenting yourselves as an option and opportunity to help more organizations and more people is growing now because of that. I think that your idea is not just an idea anymore. I think it's actually happening right now, where you guys are doing a lot for the community. Can you tell us a little bit more about the events that you guys are going to do on the ship? That for those who do not know, there's like some events that you guys are planning on the ship, that you guys are going to bring all these different organizations in, and maybe they're going to network, right?
Yeah, that's a big part of it, Basma, is just giving people who are in business or people who are a part of nonprofit organizations opportunities to get together and collaborate. All of our events are centered around that. The way that we're matchmakers. I was talking to someone a couple of days ago. I did a talk at a convention, and it was all about cause marketing and business collaboration. And so one of the ladies that was there after I got done doing my talk said, "You're like a matchmaker for the nonprofit and for-profit business sectors." And I never really looked at it like that, but it's true. That's what we do. We're a matchmaker. And so that's what we're going to do on the cruise. Is it's all about just bringing people together. Like I was telling you earlier, I've always loved doing business because of the collaboration. I mean, I love the money that I make from business. Absolutely. But that's not really my main thing when it comes to the business, to developing business. I like the collaboration leads to the money ultimately. Right. So that's what we're really into.
More help. You get to help more people with more money. You're going to be able to do more with more money. So the helping each organization, meeting new people and building those relationships creates more networks, which creates more opportunities and more open doors. And that's why I really like the concept of the business of giving, is because you are providing people the opportunity to meet each other, and by not just people, just entrepreneurs like yourself, who have had ideas and been wanting to help the community. By showing up to these events, they are able to meet other like-minded individuals, and when great minds think alike. So when they are going to be able to collaborate, they're going to be able to do a lot more together, especially if they're small businesses, and then they meet up with a larger business, and then they get to build those connections in those ways and meet individuals within those businesses. For the radio show that you do you have, you've been speaking a lot about, different people within different organizations. Like I think you met the owner of Goodwill at one point, or not the owner. Was it the director of Goodwill?
It was one of their reps, one of their representatives came on and did the radio show a few months ago. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you get all these awesome opportunities on your radio show. It's on 98.5. Is that where it's at? KNU?
Yep. KUNV 91.5 FM. The UNLV, University of Nevada, Las Vegas radio show is where the first Business of Giving podcast, we're doing the video version of it. But yeah, I came up with the concept of the Business of Giving podcast because this is how people learn things, especially people in your generation and the Gen Zers, the millennials and the Gen Zers. You guys learn through and us older people also learn a lot through podcasts. So I figured that this would be it's just another platform to be able to create this type of collaboration. You know, you and I, we met at an event. We had a one-on-one one day that was just phenomenal, where we really, for a few hours, really got to sit down and learn what each other. That's basically what that radio show is all about. It's just another place to be with the journalistic aspect, right? Just like what you're doing with me right now, interviewing me, but it's just another collaboration platform with a journalistic piece mixed into it.
Yeah. So if you guys want to go check out him interviewing other individuals with bigger organizations, kind of like what I do here, you guys could also check him out at 91.5 at KN. What was it?
Well, they can check us out there, but then we're also the audio podcast is on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music. We're on about 12 different streaming platforms. So if you Google the Business of Giving, you can find us. Yes, KUNV 91.5 FM Jazz and More is the official UNLV radio station. And we air there every Sunday at 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But you can go on any of these streaming platforms. Again, that's the great thing about this new media, right, Basma? You don't have to wait around till 7:30 on like we did in the old days. You could only see we didn't even have DVRs and stuff. I remember that. I've been on the planet long enough to remember all of that. But I love streaming because what we're doing here, a person is going to watch this show 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. It's just wonderful what technology is doing to improve communication.
Yeah, right. Exactly. We have AI coming. Artificial intelligence it's been developed over time for longer than like 10 years now. I know it's like been going on for at least 15 years. That's in my opinion. They've been starting artificial intelligence since way back then. And now it's becoming more advanced and we're able to do more things with it. And social media is just advanced, just like one of those things. And if you have a team, if you don't have a team, it doesn't matter. You can do it all by yourself these days, as long as you're putting in your mind and working towards it and getting yourself out there. I think that it's great that you're presenting this show, this opportunity for people to go on the show or any type of show, like even on your radio show, and just talk about what they do. Because, sometimes it's hard for the people to just get up, get on, and talk to people to say, hey, I'm doing this. This is what my goal is. This is what I'm trying to pursue. So let us know, how can we help the Business of Giving? If we're out here watching, we want to help go to your next event. We want to support your next event, or we want to just support your organization in general. How can we do that?
Yeah, I mean, you can go to the Cause Marketing Chamber of Commerce has a website, causemarketingchamber.com. And so we are a 501c6 nonprofit organization, which is a little bit different than a traditional 501c3, which is what most nonprofits are. So as a 501c6 organization, Basma, we are driven by membership. So we're not able to receive donations the way that a traditional nonprofit organization can. And so in any way, membership is what it's all about. And again, for us, you becoming a member of the Cause Marketing Chamber of Commerce would help us, but it also helps you because it introduces you to a whole audience of people who are utilizing the techniques of cause marketing. These are community focused people who want to give back and make the world a better place. And they also want to be more successful in business. And so we want both sides to grow. We want the for-profit sector to become better for small business owners. I mean, when you look at the for-profit and nonprofit sides of business, your chances of making your business last beyond 2 years or your nonprofit organization last beyond 2 years is very slim, because it's very, very difficult to start either one of these. That's why they're so similar. And so part of our mindset with the development of all of this is showing both of these sides how similar they are, and how by collaborating with one another, we can strengthen both pillars. I call them pillars of the community. The nonprofit sector and the for-profit sector are pillars of every community. If you look in any community, Basma, there's commerce, and you've got some type of nonprofit in that community, if not multiple nonprofits. So these are essential pillars in every community, and we just want them to be stronger, and we want to be the resource as a chamber of commerce to make that happen.
Right. And just present, let people know, what are those organizations up to? What are they doing? And let the organizations know how they can network with each other to make bigger things, bigger projects, and just reach out to more people. Like this, and organizations, people can meet with this organization, whether they're for-profit and nonprofit merged together, or whether they're not merged, but you know what I mean, like working together, or just a nonprofit and another nonprofit wanting to work together. They're not going to merge in and like eat each other up, but it's going to be more so along the lines of, hey, let's collaborate. And you're opening these doors for them with your organization. So if it's membership based, then anyone watching, if you want to become a member, how can they become a member of the Business of Giving? They just go to that website?
Yeah, they can go to the causemarketingchamber.com, which is the website, and there's a big join now button on there. So as a member of the chamber, by the way, a lot of the things that we're doing right now, we're based in Las Vegas. So a lot of our local events and things, our events are happening here in Las Vegas, but we are also really developing through things such as this podcast and other events that we host. Ultimately, we want to be able to operate as the new, chambers of commerce are kind of old school in a lot of ways, because this was back in, the 1700s, I don't know exactly how long chambers of commerce have been around, but they've been around a long time. And they were sort of, it's an old school approach to bringing the community and the business community together. But what we want to do with our Chamber of Commerce is we want to be on the cutting edge. Ultimately, we want to be able to function as a chamber with this huge online presence. So you don't necessarily have to physically be in the same city. Ideally, we want to have these chambers all over America. That's our big, big vision of what we want to do with the chamber. But even if you weren't in one of these cities where we had a Chamber of Commerce, part of our mission is developing ourselves online to the point where we can provide resources for people. They can participate in events. They can collaborate with other people from anywhere in the world. So you could be a member of the chamber anywhere in the world, and you could still be getting all this information that could help you with collaboration between businesses and nonprofits.
So I'm going to have a little bit of more of a difficult question for you.
Oh, boy.
How's your Business of Giving differ aside from events? Because I'm sure that libraries also have some events. I know the public library also has, and it's in different locations. They also have certain informational websites that people can go to in order to learn more about their area and what events and organizations are available to them in that area. And if they need any help, it provides that to them. So what is the difference between the library and the Business of Giving? The services the library is offering, the government services that the library is offering, and the Business of Giving. And so, like, let's say I sign up, is it free?
Yeah, no, there are membership fees to be a member, just like any organization such as the Chamber of Commerce. There's, like in Vegas, we have a Metro Chamber of Commerce. So that's a chamber. Basically, they are the main chamber that connects the community with the business community. We just happen to we have the same concept. Our focus just is specifically on causes in business. So that's what would separate us, Basma, from, say, a library. The library's mission is to educate people with educational materials, books, audios, all the different things. And of course, they've got all kinds of classes and things, but that's more focused on community education in that area. Our whole focus is these two sectors, the cause and business sectors, how to make both of those sectors grow. And that's our whole mission is pursuing that in particular.
So it's more action based. Hey, look at this event happening here. Look what this person's doing here. Look how you can get involved right now. Is it a right now thing, or is it in the future thing, or both? Really?
Yeah. Right now, I mean, if you're in business or you're a professional, your main goal is that you want to get more business, right? I mean, that's what makes you be able to pay your bills and take care of yourself and build the legacy that you want with your career or your business. So being a part of our community aligns you with other people who are in business. I run a public relations and marketing company called Classic Communications that I started back in 2008. And
Right.
I built my whole business through networking. So I am a huge believer in business networking as a tool to develop a better business, bring me back more clients, more connections, more collaborative opportunities. So being a member of the chamber allows you to be connected with a lot of people who you wouldn't meet otherwise, other than the fact that you're both members of the Chamber of Commerce. And then you're like-minded too. I mean, like-mindedness is a really important thing I found in life, Basma, is birds of a feather flock together. As you hear that coming up. And the older I get, the more that I understand what that means. So our particular Chamber of Commerce appeals to a certain type of person. And that's a person who believes in the give back part, right? They believe in doing things to give back to their community. Usually sometimes they're members of churches. They are people who've been involved in nonprofits, candy stripers, people who've done community service, been a part of community oriented organizations all their lives, tend to be, but they just happen to be professionals and entrepreneurs at the same time. So it's a great place to meet people who are in the same thought process as you. Grow your business. On the nonprofit side, we have a lot of smaller nonprofit organizations that are members of the chamber. And some of the challenges that they have is exposure. So we host these mixer events, quarterly mixer events, and we've been doing those since 2019. They started out as monthly mixer events, and now we just do them once a quarter. But we feature usually a lesser known nonprofit organization to give the business community an opportunity, our tribe of people, the opportunity to see what they do. So there, at those types of events, they get volunteers, they get ideas about how they can improve the services that they're providing. It's just the connections that they make at these types of events that help that nonprofit to be more successful. So that's it. That's, again, it's all about the collaboration, Basma.
Right.
Getting out there and connecting with people is what ultimately brings success to whatever endeavor you're trying to get involved in.
So would you say that your niche audience would be small business owners, entrepreneurs, or not just small business owners, but just any entrepreneur who has or is part of a business that has an idea that they want to get started? They can come to these events, meet other business owners, and obviously not everyone's going to be having the same business. They're all going to be different businesses, but they're going to meet like-minded individuals, like you said, and they're going to be able to build those networks, those connections, and also find different ways to talk about their small business so that word of mouth, gets out there, so that they can get a table maybe at your event. What would you say to someone who is just an average person, not having their own business, just doing their own normal day jobs, 9-to-5 jobs, and coming to this event to see what it's all about? What should they expect if they go over there?
So that's a great point that you make, Basma. We're actually unique amongst chambers of commerce because generally chambers of commerce only have membership for people who are actually running a business. But we have a membership level at the Cause Marketing Chamber of Commerce for the individual who wants to be a member. And why do we do that? Is because we know that there are people out there who are looking for volunteerism opportunities, right? They want to volunteer to be a part of a cause or a nonprofit, but they don't really know how to choose the right organization to volunteer with. They have lots of questions. And some of them, we have a pretty positive environment that we create through what we do with the Cause Marketing Chamber of Commerce, if they just want to be around us and learn more about the for-profit and nonprofit sectors and do fun things like go on cruises or some of these give back events, because that's another thing that we do as a chamber, Basma, is we go and we do community give back events. And we do things like go to Opportunity Village. We've been doing things with them for years where they have this huge event called Magical Forest. Have you ever been to Magical Forest before?
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Isn't that a wonderful Opportunity Village is actually celebrating their 70th anniversary right now. And every winter they host this event called Magical Forest. And it's a big fundraiser for them. They have all these attractions related to the holidays. It's just a wonderful experience. And of course, they are a nonprofit that supports career opportunities for disabled adults. So they all work there and they generate millions of dollars through this community-oriented event. So we do volunteerism at that event. We've done things with 3 Square. 3 Square is the big food bank here in Las Vegas. 3 Square pretty much supplies all of the entities in Vegas that give away food. That food bank pretty much supplies every one of them. So, you know, any church, any organization that has these food giveaways, I bet probably 95% of them get their food from 3 Square. So we've done give back events where we've gone over there and packed grocery bags of food to give out in the community. We've done a suicide prevention walk a couple of years ago. There's a nonprofit organization here that works with people with suicide, preventing suicide. And we went on one of the walks with them. So we've also got these give back. And there are people out there, yeah, maybe they're not business owners or professionals. They have no interest in that whatsoever, but they want to be a part of their community. We just want to give people a chance to be a part of something. It's something that I've discovered also, Basma, I guess because I do so much collaboration, is that people want to be a part of something. And this is just another opportunity, a platform for people to be a part of something. Feel like they're a part of something constructive that's benefiting other people.
I think that's wonderful. Honestly, I agree with you. I think a lot of people want to be involved, but they just don't always know what next step to take. And I think that your events and your organization is a great way for everybody to get involved and meet new people and network their way in and just open their eyes to like what is actually going on in my community and how can I become more part of it? Or if I already have a small business, how can I, advance, meet new people and work? Maybe I can network my way here. Maybe I can help this other organization with my organization, what my organization has to offer. You never know what leads to what. And like you said, like-minded people meeting each other is only going to lead to greater things. Thank you so much for letting me interview you today. I really appreciate all the information that you gave us. I think that if anybody wants to go to the website and sign up, it will be a great investment that you guys can make. It's not going to be immediate. It's not an immediate sign up, right? Where they have to pay. They just sign up. They get emails about the next event that they can attend. And it's like a $20 sometimes or $40, depends on which event.
Yeah, they can go to the events page to find out about all the events that we host, but there is literally a join now button on the causemarketingchamber.com website that they can click and they can join the chamber right there. It takes you through a whole series of questions. It'll collect your payment. All the details about how to become a member are on that website. You can literally become a member, and that's how we get members from all over the country. Because people just go to the website and they see, hey, Cause Marketing Chamber of Commerce, what a great concept, and they join. So yes, if you'd like to become a member, but if you wanted to learn more about the events that Basma was talking about, you can just on that same website, there's an events calendar and it shows all of our upcoming events. Yep.
I think it's a great way to stay involved. And I love that you guys are connecting with people and businesses all around the world. Especially in the United States. And I think that it's going to lead to amazing things. So thank you, Guy, for your time today. And I appreciate it. And thank you everyone for listening, and check Guy Dawson out at his Business of Giving website. You want to give us causemarketing.com again?
One more time. Causemarketingchamber.com is the website where you can learn all about our organization.
Thank you so much. And thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.